Hello everybody, we will be starting in 1 minute. Hello everybody, thanks for coming today, and if you like these videos, please subscribe to this channel and put a like on it. So today I wanted to show you something that I got, and I'm pretty excited about this. This is a Manus gloves, for VR gloves that can be used for tracking. So I will be doing right now an unboxing of this. So it's well, let's start speaking about how I got this. I have contacted Manus that is producing those gloves, and asked if they could send me one pair just to try it out with, because I needed some good motion tracking for my movie. So I have asked them, and they were so kind that they have sent me this in 1 week time, and I had only today I had the time to open this one. And so we have here this glove that can be, let me see, yeah, we have to take this out, and then we have this glove that can be taken, put on your hand. Yeah, okay, something like that. Let's see how it works. So there is another glove. You can do a tracking for both gloves. Then we had a pair of USB-C connectors. I can imagine that those are for probably for batteries. Then we have a few batteries here, I think. See, insert here, and then we have this manual, simple manual that, yeah, that's where you can go to download your software. And then we have this tracker, this receiver. Let's say that this is a receiver for this glove. Let's see where we can attach it. Somewhere here. I find more. here. So let's see. And then we have something here, something else here. Yeah. Those are, I think, yeah, these are connectors for. These are connections. We have these things that should probably go into a Vive tracker. So you can add here Vive tracker, launch it. I think something like that. And then just, I have read manuals before opening this one, so I think that I mostly understand what is going on. And this tracker should go right here onto the glove. This is a Vive tracker. Okay, something like that. I think that it should work. So let's see if we can make it work with my equipment. Yeah, right now I don't have any Vive trackers activated. My Vive isn't here, but yeah, I think that I will be just trying to so how it should work? We have here Manus dashboard. There's a software that I already installed it. Wait a second. OBS. I have to just launch screen sharing. And let's see. Yeah. We are right now sharing the screen. Okay, I have to turn probably those gloves on. Let's see. Something like that. Let's see if they show. I think that it should be pretty. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we have already here our hand. Okay, so let's see if I can set here. Overlay, no. Yeah, I have to put another camera here. Moment, sorry. Turn it on. So right now we have both hands. Oh my god, this works pretty well for a moment. Data stream. So here we have one hand. Not sure why my camera isn't working. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so you can see my hand here, and it works. The other hand, I'm not sure. I think that I will have to calibrate this hand in some way. Settings. And then, polygon, no, gloves, okay. Okay, calibrate glove, you can see right now. I have to activate this one, start calibration. So first thing that I will have to do is to close my hand and keep this stamp up. Hope that I am doing it right. Okay, then I have to do this type of push. And then I have to do this one. Ah, looks pretty darn well. Okay. Close. Okay, so let's see how this works right now. Oh yeah, this. You can see that all those fingers are bending well. Yeah, and mostly in time. Yeah, I wanted to use this one just because I had to make some animations that were pretty complex. Yeah. So you can see right now that I move this finger, every finger is separated, and it also tracks this movement behind, between fingers. So I stretch my hand, it works really well. I think that with some better calibration, probably it could be even better. For example, yeah, no, oh yeah, this thing is pretty difficult to do. Yeah, but you can see that it tracks all my movements. Yeah, probably this one wasn't calibrated well because I had to keep it a little bit more closer to this one. So let's try to calibrate it again. So something like that. Calibrate. Okay, start calibration. Yeah, I just don't want my hand to go. So this is like that. Start calibration. Yeah. I just try to keep close to my palm, and then let's do this one. So this is a start calibration. So close. So let's see right now. Yeah, okay, yeah. It still goes into my palm, but I think it should work pretty well. What I will be doing with this is trying to make some animations later on in Unity so that I can oh, that. Yeah. Everything works pretty fine. So let me see. I have just a switch here, something, tools. Okay. So yeah, let's see. I don't know. I'm not sure why this other hand isn't pairing for some reason. Let it move somewhere else. Yeah, I have right now just one glow connected. Okay, second one should be, I think, or no. I don't know. I lost pairing. Yeah, but I think that there's maybe I have also batteries that are really not so strong. And or maybe I'm try another port. Sometimes you have to. So see here, Manus. Okay, let's try to pair it once again. Okay, so I'm okay. Probably I had to restart them. So this one. Glow right, start calibration. Now, so let's see. Let's restart this calibration. So stuck. Start calibration. And then this one. Okay. So let's see if this works. And it still says no gloves connected. Not sure if my Steam VR is messing up a little bit with those. Oh. I think my Steam VR is creating some problems that this software requires. But yeah. Score. Okay, I will be restarting this Manus. As you probably know, every new hardware has some tricks and tips, and the first time you always have to use some time to correctly configure it, so I'm not too worried about this, but you know, for this reason I'm also streaming it so we can all try it and see if something works and how it should work actually. So let's restart Manus dashboard. Okay, so this should be Manus dashboard. Yeah, I'm also worried, but because I didn't read one of the things that this hand works. Data viewer, okay, hand viewer, okay. This another hand, okay. Right now it works. Now we have a second hand. Yeah. Now we have a second hand. Probably. Okay, unpaired. Let's see. Glow right, glow left. Okay. Calibrate. Okay, I have to calibrate this one. Okay. Glow right. Start calibration. So I will be just doing again this calibration. I'll be using my left hand to switch this button. See right now. I have to hold this pose. Then I will just have to use this another pose and do start calibration. Yeah, this is a really good way to start because I could even use only one hand to do this thing. So I could go from here, click start calibration. I have time to put my hand in the pose. Yeah, this is a pretty good way to do those things. Okay, close. So right now I have both hands, and so you can see them here. I think that this. Okay. It did slip really well into my hand. I'm not sure why, but probably because okay, yeah, I understand. I didn't put this size onto correct size into my hand. So I will have to recalibrate because you can see this finger here. It was a little bit rotated, so it assumes that I have to do this motion. So yeah, probably you have always to try to put those fingers into correct orientation so that it mostly covers something like that. So you can see right now that it works much better, and yeah, this could be also nice for, like, as I'm also a musician. It is really great for trying out some using it for playing something. I could use trackers and play a virtual piano probably. And as I can see, this, how to say, latency is pretty small. So it's not like optical tracking. Optical tracking has always much bigger latency. Yeah. Than this one. As this is analogic inputs. I think that they have here some kind of bending resistance, and then also somewhere by the sides, so that it can understand how much this hand bends. One of the things, yeah, probably let me see if okay, it's a no, it has few bending zones. If you can see, if I'm bending it here, it will bend that part of bending it just here. No, it won't feel this bend, but it will feel if my finger is bending here in this zone or in this zone. I'm not sure if you see this. Yeah. So it looks pretty. Example here, yeah, we have two zones, or probably three zones. And also the same happens if we move fingers this position. So why I'm needing this one? Because I will be using in my movie a lot of touch screen movements, for example. Then in one scene of my movie, you will see a person that is holding a bracelet. He does small movements that are really hard to animate and aren't even possible to do it with something like lip motion or similar things. So I will be using this one to animate all those things. So yes. One thing that I'm not sure why. Oh, wait. Probably I'm a little bit confused. Okay, yeah, they are. Yeah, I have learned to watch always myself, not in the mirror, but on a video. So if my hand is this one, I would prefer it to be there. Yeah. So, and also there is some strange thing about rotations that I should have probably used emu rotations. So yeah, I have to recalibrate it probably. So yes, okay, but I will be doing this thing the future, near future. But yeah, I like it. I really like it how it works. And this is everything is integrated directly into Unity. So I can take just a plug-in import asset pack, and it will be just. I can just animate everything. Yeah, if you can see right now here, I have here a glove, and I can say, for example, select folder. I'm not sure. Recordings. Let me see. Create new folder. Okay. Motion capture. And this is one of the things that I could even use sometime. As if I activate this one, it will just record all my movement into a FBX file, and then I only have to open that FBX file, and I can import it into Unity probably, and just use it as it is. So yes, this is something that will help me really much in my production, single man production. So yes. So let's see. Let's come back to Unity. I want to show you also what I was working today on. One of the things that are really important for me, and probably for many persons that are working in virtual production. So this is new plugin that I will probably I will be making it available for everyone. For now, it's only in form of shaders. But what is going on here right now? I have, if you look there behind me, see if I can put this one a little bit more into focus. No, I've just dropped down exposure. So you can see that I have there. I have a green screen that is practically being, and I have a mannequin that is being used for controlling how to say a chroma key, because I can't have always a person there, so I'm just using a mannequin to be able to do all these kind of things. So we switch to this screen. You will see that I will have right now. Let me see here. Just have to deactivate. Okay. You can see that right now that mannequin that I have there will be shown in my Unity scene. I was working a pretty lot on this system that can be used really well to do a big amount of chroma keying, of good quality for chroma key. So yeah, it's something like, because when you do chroma key, then you have many problems. You could have many problems, like color leaking. You will see that actually she has a lot of green spill there, and many things that doesn't work. And I can practically do any. Yeah, for example, if I turn this value down, you will see that everything around here is just green. So you will have to eliminate that green. So I have those values for this that can be used to eliminate green colors. I can I don't know, change her border around her just to make everything a little bit smoother. Then I can change some colors. So you should watch always here down. I can change white balance to match some colors. And this is a tool that I want to start to use for virtual production. So instead of using maybe actors and things like that, I could use only persons that are in a virtual space. For example, if you look at my movie, I could place a person in my car and illuminate it with lights as they are here, and then use that one. So yeah, this is one of the things that I was working on, and I didn't had too much time to work on my movie for a moment. Guys, if you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask. If you want to comment something, please do it. I will be always happy to explain and to start a conversation, because this is a good thing about live streams, that you can comment and we can interact. If there is no interaction, there is no then it's better to make a movie and to cut it out, to cut it for to a shorter format. So yes, and yeah, this was this thing. So in the meantime, I will show you what is going on here. As I also let me see if I can find it. For a moment, I just I was speaking with my with a person who for a movie, and we have found a nice way to end a scene that I was working lately on. So let me see if I can find this short. Yeah, I was speaking with Michael G. He's a guy that created a whole story, and he gave me 2 different endings, and I think that I will go with this ending here. So this is
Okay, we've got one fairly close, ground level, stable, easily accessible. Sounds good. ETA, 2 minutes.
and those are all audio is here just for testing. So you can see here right now movie that I made before. And this is a good idea that that a car should do a 180 degree turn here, spin, so that we can just that we actually have some reason to stop there. So it's like, yeah. So today I will be trying to do just that 180 degree spin. So let me save this scene, and just I will exit Unity, because this project I was doing in 2019.1. Because actually, when I'm trying to make assets, I'm always trying to make them in an older version of Unity. So I always have to stick to some older versions. So in this case, for Chroma keying system, I will be just using it. I'm just using old versions of Unity. So let's see. Let's start Unity Hub, and I will be starting our old project. Sorry for waiting in this case, and let's see what can we do here. In the meantime, please ask questions. No, you don't have to ask any questions if you don't want, but I think that you probably have some questions. see. Immediate time I will fix it. Okay. So this is one of our scenes that we had. No, it isn't one of the scenes. Yeah, I will probably showing also you the one of the scenes that I was working at. It was a future scene. Let me see. Future. Yeah, so I had this scene and where I did some major corrections. So it's like, let me see, I will turn it off. This one and turning on. This, okay, this one, and then I had, yeah, I had made a few new environments here. Let me see where it is. I have closed my scene view. Okay, scene view. Okay, this is one. So one of the things that I've made here is that practically when we go further into this world, we will have a little bit more density. So something like that. Let me see here. Just have to bring it up. As I said, I'm not preparing any of these shows, so it's everything like it happens in real time. This is something that you always have to do. Yeah, this is a new environment that I will be showing there. It will be something like that. I didn't show this before. So as if you can see here, I'm not modeling anything that shouldn't be out of the viewing field. So I'll be just modeling everything that is here inside a view field. So this is RC. So let's see, industrial. Okay, let's go back to our final scene and let's try to make some little bit of movement here. So I have made already this animation, as you have seen in the previous stream, and I also made a few another animations, few different animations. One is this one. This is from different angles, so this is just for filling up missing parts of the first animation. I will be just using few moments of that one, and then I will have junkyard to this one that is like frontal, so that I can mix both all those three animations. But right now, as I have decided to change this animation, this first animation, I'll be just going like that, and then going here, and then actually animating my car. GT variant, okay, a timeline. I will block always. I'm always blocking this timeline when I'm about to make some animations, and then just okay. Here it stops, so I will be activating here animation and just doing some kind of rotational, and then probably I will be just using this kind of make a few frames. Let me see how does it look. No, it doesn't look very well. Probably because I'm just okay. I will have to speed it up probably. Let me see what looks best. No, okay. I will be just probably I will have to take everything here and just and let me see if I can just move. So this actually could be a good movement, but it's not so good. I will have to bring probably position of this car a little bit in front somewhere here. No, not there. Let me try it hard. Oh, okay. No, probably it could work just fine. I just have to tune up a little bit my movement. So this goes there, it goes there, and then okay. I will just tune my camera. So as I said, many times it's you have to watch movement animation, not only just like animation of a car. So that's why I'm not using simple simulations of physics. I could use them pretty easily, and I already made them to be used with this car, like that I can drive this car really. But when you're doing animations, you can tune them mostly with a camera movement. So it's relative to camera movement is always relative to what moves. So yeah. For example, here we have this camera, and where it is, main camera, animator. Let me see what goes on with this camera. yeah, I will be just deleting these few frames and just then trying to follow up this back of a car with my camera. So this should give me a better feel of a movement. And then probably let's go here. I will be adding some keyframes also for rotation. So you can see right now, okay. Here I will be just doing a few other frames and then turning this out. Let me, oh, sorry, I'm not showing. Okay. Something like that. And then I will be just trying to, yeah, this could be a nice way to go then afterwards onto my character. So those are all things that actually I'm not sure if I can, how to say, do otherwise. So yeah, something like that. Okay, it's not perfect because I'm here. I'm too close. Almost always when you're doing some rotation, you have to follow some kind of yeah. And then I will be also yeah. Let's see. I think that it works. I'm not even sure if I have to. Okay, I will decide this in the editing process. One of the things that I probably have to do right now is that as my motorcycle is yeah, okay, I have it. So here we have our car. Okay, I will be just animating also this position here. So I will be just taking this car and moving it a little bit here. And then I will be fixing yeah, but this doesn't work as I intended. Now we have also to move my motorcycle a little bit. Let me see where it is. Yeah, it is here. So let's see how we can move this one. Okay, I have an idea. I have a great idea. This one should turn and then it should hit something so that it stops. Because I want this car to stop at this moment. So I will be just, I will be doing another thing. And this is copying this object and then moving it somewhere here. So it should happen as if this car moved wrongly, couldn't keep up with, and then it should hit that one, something like that. I'll be just trying to find some place where it almost hits. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so that it passes really nearby. It turns, but then it hits that object. And as I said, this is a real good way to get inspired for all the animations, all the things that can be done. And when you're doing by yourself, mostly by yourself, you don't have such big problems with approving or doing strictly as it's on the script. So I'm always trying to improvise. I like to improvise. It's really, for me, it's the best thing in art is always improvisation. So yes, so we had this car that turned. Okay, it turns here, but right now I will be just trying to turn it even a little bit more, something like that. Okay, and then go as before. It didn't go directly, so it turned. Oh wait, there it is. Position now. Rotation. I want some rotation here. Okay. Oh no, I thought. Yeah. So I had already prepared this one. Wait a second. Or move to next frame. Forget to key. And this happens too many times to me. So I'm moving here. I'll be just moving here and activating this PT keyframing. I'll be just rotating this a little bit more, and then I'll be going in advance. Okay. It does. There's somewhere here I will be hitting. So okay, and one of the important things about hitting is that you have to fix your curve, because hitting happens always in a way that it happens suddenly, so I have to both tangents set to linear, okay, like this, so that it stops here, okay. It will just stop there. And probably I will be just animating also this camera together with this animation, because otherwise we can't see the feel of this. So I will be just taking camera and just rotating it. Yes. Okay. And I'll be just moving this even further. Oh, I don't need this keyframe probably. Let me see. Yeah, but this was my car moved too slowly, so I will have to move it much faster. Yeah, also this one. Even faster, okay. Yeah, then I will be adjusting camera. So yeah, I will have to adjust my camera here. Oh yeah, it's always pretty difficult to work. And right now it's really horrible, but I will be trying to fix that out. My camera, okay, let's see this. Okay, then I will be just, when you see this thing hitting, then I have to just animate it into moving backwards. And let me see. Okay, and then also I have to animate it so that it rotates in this frame. It should be okay, something like that. No, but I don't want it actually to move here, so I want it to rotation. I have to copy this rotation and set it somewhere here. Yeah. Something like that. Okay, position is pretty horrible, but yeah. Oh, why my position went so wrong? Position. see. Have to move it. Yeah, so let's move also position here a little bit up because we have still. Okay, so no, I don't like it really. So I will be also adding some rotation here. Okay, something like that. Okay, yeah, this is much better. And this, I will be moving this. And then after a hit, it will just. Okay, yeah, something like that. This should be following a little bit better dynamics. So and then I will be also using some movement on the camera so that it can go a little bit up and down, or up and down. Let me see again. I just lost my way to this. Okay, so now. Okay. Yeah, something like that. This is pretty plausible, I think. And now we will have to just adjust a little bit of our movement of our motorcycle. Yeah. So this is where our guys, our girls are getting hit. They take. Also, yeah, also we could just make it a little bit more plausible. In this case, by adding few animations onto our onto object that is being hit. Factory unit. So let's no wait. We have to take it out and just put it here. Add animation track. Okay, factory unit. So I will be just. This is our factory unit that gets hit in this frame, and I'll be just setting its position. Just slightly doing. Just slight vibration. No, this was horrible. This was horrible. It was really. No, it was no. It was no. So we are not afraid of being wrong. This looks wrong, but it is actually it actually won't be so wrong once once it gets, how to say, once it got motion blur. I don't think yeah, really not. And also what I want here is that I want a little bit of fire. So as we had always here, this is a fire world. Idea is to have this industrial world with many fires and things that are burning, so that it let me see where we can put it. Okay, so okay. And then I will be also doing some more rotation to this car. Here we have last frame. Let me see, where is the car? Okay. Just to yeah, we'll be also probably to add some and then I will be just setting up a little bit those curves. Let me see what can be the probably they are no, they aren't. Okay, so I'll be both tangents no, both tangents no. Just moving them. Why they are? I know. I'm unable. Control. Yes. So let's see. I should probably want this one to be. Okay. Yeah. Auto smooth. Yeah, this one. So I will just auto smoothing them. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. This one was good. And then probably no. I think that should be pretty okay. Now we're placing some another camera to watch that. To watch that movement. Okay, let's smooth out this camera, because right now that we have a little bit of that animation, I want just to smooth out this camera. So you can see right now that it is pretty nice here, but it does some things that I don't like here. So I'll be just, sometimes it's really enough just to move few keyframes here and there. So yeah, probably I would have also to move it later on. So if you stop moving your camera and it moves before, it always looks pretty ugly. Also, if you have a positional frame and you don't have a movement frame, it looks pretty ugly. Let me see here why it doesn't move. Okay, rotational frame, yeah, so it's like that. Okay, let me see if this works. So also when I have this kind of inconsistent movement, I'm always trying to look into my graphs, because they can really help you, but you have to learn how to use them, because it's they are not so, you have to learn how to read them. So it's mostly you want to make it them mostly straight. It's not a perfect thing, but okay, something like that. So right now they should be behaving much better. Yeah, this is much better, I think. Guys, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, or suggestions. Even suggestions are really welcome, because I want to know what are you thinking about this, and if there are some things that you would do better, because maybe there are some things that could be done better, and I'm not seeing them. Yes, we have a car. Yeah. And now, what I want actually this guy from a motorcycle to come into my scene, because we have stopped animating him from here on, but it needs some love. So yes, he turns here. This, okay, so he almost hits this one, but it shouldn't be hitting. So I'll be probably needing to move him a little bit more further. So let's select him, go here, and just check some Yeah, so it finishes here, and then then it should move to our viewpoint. No, but it's too close because I don't want it to block our view, so I will be just moving him a little bit further here. Wait, further here. Maybe even later. We see if this works. No, okay. I will want him to enter this scene a little bit later. No, this is pretty ugly. Let do this one somewhere. Where? No. So, no, okay, no. I won't be making him coming to a scene, but I will be moving the camera. That is much better. Why this happened? Edit, redo. Okay, let's see. Okay, no, I will be just deleting this one. So when he comes into a scene, then we can move our camera into a position where he can be seen. He can be seen. You can see right now that I had some strange movement, but because why this happens? It happens because I have some curves that are interpolated. Ah, no, okay, I have two curves here. Should those one. And then I should this one here. So let's see. Yeah, it's a horrible, but I don't think that my camera works like that. So let's make it from the start. So it's always better to start when you don't when I actually don't meet the requirements of that camera movement. I always try to remake it much better. Let's go here and just move it a little bit so that I can create a keyframe, and then I will be just moving a little bit here, and then I will be creating another keyframe. Yeah, this isn't perfect thing, but no. And we want this one to be much longer. Or even, I don't want it to move so much. I probably don't want it to move. I can stay here and just rotate the camera. So yeah, this is a... Then I will be doing some switches I've seen. Why doesn't it go? Let me, like, so let me preview this one again and see if this works or doesn't work. Do you think that it works? One of the things that I need here is probably adding some... I will have to add some light because we don't have here any lights. So I will be just selecting this object here and just say light, point light, something like that, and then just moving it up, setting enable shadow map, and yeah, enable shadow map, and then I will be just bringing it a little bit. Where do we want to place this one? Let's see, range a little bit bigger. Let's set its color to something that meets, yeah, range. We just set this range to something small. All right. Because I always want to have some contrast on those objects, so I'll be just pulling it. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Yeah. Let's see how this looks with Decker render. I think it looks pretty nice. Yeah, pretty Mad Maxy. Yeah, I don't like this material here that I can see right now. So let's go to this object and substitute this material with one that I've already used. That this is this one. Much better. Just control that everything is fine before rendering. Yeah, I could also put some sparks here when it goes, but yeah, I will be doing this later in final passes. Let's see. Okay. This should be okay. And then let's just render it. Destination folder. We're just checking if this is okay. This was an old animation. Let's do a new animation right now. I could even probably render. No, I could even render it from some frame because I don't want to do everything from the beginning. So this animation is about 420 420 frames. Let's start from 300. No, sorry, not here. Here, or 300, so that it starts before. So I'm just rendering a range, render animation, and let's see. 100 frames will be fast to render. Okay, to save before file because if something crashes, open Decker render. I will just scale this to something. Okay, and then let's see what happens right now. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da. No, I should have started before because where did we change this animation? We changed it 260 frames. Yeah, so I will have to start here 260 frames. Wait, okay, I think that this will be everything for today. Yeah, before, because I was just showing you before some things about chroma keying. Up. In the meantime, I could show you how does it works. Yeah, chroma keying is a pretty complex thing, and you can. There are different types of workflows. It is mostly difficult to set up in custom home places, because usually you can't light your green screen pretty well. So one of the things that I did for this type of things is that I have made a system that practically, before you are placing your actors in front of a green screen, you can just easily screenshot your green screen. Then if your camera doesn't move, it will be perfect green screen. So even if it's not perfectly lit and things like that, you are just doing a screenshot of a screen. You can see right now my screen there. It has some fabric flows, and it's not perfectly lit. So I have used the system of screenshotting a green screen. So it takes just a texture and then uses that texture for doing every chroma keying. It's a pretty powerful tool, mostly for homemade or independently made virtual production. And right now I'm trying to work really a lot onto fixing some issues with yeah, I will show you here right now. Second, I hope. As right now Unity is also rendering the backside, so it will be a little bit slower. But I will show you here how it works incredibly well. Pretty well. So for example, you can see right now that we can have here. This is a real person that is no, not a real person. It's a doll, and everything was made with Amplify shader. So I have a pretty simple. It's not a simple shader, but it's as a system, it's a pretty simple shader made in Amplify. that practically does all the thing of green screening for you. Of course, there are many parameters that should be set to meet requirements of a scene, because there is no green screen that works perfectly, and you have always to add some things. But for example, if you watch my previous video that I made with this train scene, yeah, it was pretty. I had pretty big corners around me that were dark and didn't match perfectly a scene. But right now, let me see if I can go there. Just a moment, because you won't hear me right now. So, those work well. Things like that are not. Sorry, I'm not sure if you heard me, but I was speaking. But I said that it works also with transparent surfaces like bottles or with shadows even. So you can cast shadows on object on a green screen and things like that, and it should work pretty well also. So yeah, I hope that this can be a good tool for people that are right now that are doing, for all those that are doing some virtual production in their homes and yeah. So are there any questions? Oh, guys, I'm sorry, but it looks like my oh, guys, my YouTube didn't show me it any looks like my new any of your comments. Oh, guys, my YouTube didn't show me any like my and I have any of your comments. Position my YouTube didn't show me any like my and I have so any of your comments. Trying position my YouTube didn't show me any like my and I have so I will be trying position my YouTube like my and I have so I will be trying how do you like automation works in timeline and I have so guys how do you like automation works I'm not sure what is going on and I have so guys how do you like automation works I'm not sure what is going on and I have check some things. How do you like automation works? Let me see. I'm not sure what is going on. And I have check some things. How do you like automation works? Let me see. I'm not sure what is going on. And I have check some things. How do you like? Sorry, guys, but let me see. I'm not sure what is going on. Right now. Does it work? I think it should be working better. At least here it says it's okay, great. Yeah, so I'm not sure because I have updated my software for my Blackmagic Atom Mini that I'm using for switching, and this one I think has some bugs. The new version has some bugs, so it's a pretty strange thing. So let me see. How do you like Unity animation working over timeline? I like it pretty much. There are some things that I would like to be implemented much better, like usage of particles, because I would like to have a possibility to preview all the particles that are made, but there is a plugin made by Keijiro Takashi, who is a great developer, really making some really useful things. But it will be better to have that one integrated. But yeah, it should be also much easier to implement right now. A new system of particles in Unity. Then what? Okay. What's her name of a model? At the moment, I don't have a name for her, so. If you have one, please let me know. Are those vehicles animated in Unity, or do they have a base animation from a 3D package? No, I'm animating them directly in Unity. If you can see, I'm always using. I have made some pre-made some scripts for using physics, but I'm actually not a good driver, so I'm not a stunt driver. So for me, it's much easier to do some keyframe animations. Let me see something else. yeah. So oh, thank you, Chiro. Yeah. Yeah, physical movement of a car is a pretty but difficult thing. But you should always think that physical movement in a movie isn't always a physical movement. So it's you try to create a rhythm. You try to make it work. So you will add some slowdowns, some speed ups in a post processing in a post procedures. Many movies, especially in the 70s and 80s, were made with cars that that were going much slower than actually than on the screen. So you are speeding up later that moment. So you have to try to make it just work. So physics, you should always. I think that simulating physics probably isn't the best way to do a good animation. No, not always, but sometimes it's really good. But if you want that something has more dynamics, it should be slowed down or sped up. You know. For example, all the explosions in Star Wars that were real explosions, but the small explosions, they were recorded with a speed cameras so that they can be slowed down later on, so that you can get a slow explosion that looks like a big explosion. A fast explosion is always like so. I think when you're doing any animation, especially in Unity, this is one of the things that you have to. No, not especially in Unity. When you're doing animation, you have always to think about relative time and relative space. So in camera, there is a relative space. It's not about real space. Something should move. You know, here if you look, this animation like from one single camera, it doesn't work. It is probably a worst animation that exists. But you have to look at from a point of view of a viewer. So any errors in this animation are doing well while it works on the screen. So let me see. Yeah, 9x. That was the thing that I was speaking about. So yeah. Thank you. Hi, Elena. Nice to meet you. Well, why don't use AI for voice? For the same reason, why I'm not using physics? So this isn't a game. This is just animation. So to make an AI to do something that can be done with keyframes is sometimes a much longer thing to do. So yeah. Let me see. Our animation should be finished. I hope at least so. Oh, but I'm really sorry. But was it all the time like that you heard double voice in the stream? Have you tried using the ChromaKey tool you use in newer versions yet? Just curious what doesn't work. No, it should work. It should work pretty fine in new versions. I just have to recompile a shader for HDRP, but this shouldn't be a problem because with it's pretty easy with amplify shader. So and even it's easier to support HDRP, for example, with my ChromaKey shader, because there are a few limits with older Unity versions that you, for example, when you're using transparencies, you couldn't use on transparencies ambient occlusion or, for example, real-time reflection, screen space reflection, or ray tracing. Right now, with HDRP, you can use on transparent surfaces also. They can show in reflections. So this is a pretty big deal. I have yet to check what happens with depth of field, because depth of field usually isn't. Transparent surfaces aren't considered for depth of field, but I think that it's implemented in HDRP. I'm not sure. I have to check it out, because I wanted to make a shader that is easy to put on in a scene, and then you can use it like that. I have also some ideas of how to make, mostly for human persons and things like that, to do some relighting. So if you put somewhere lights around that object, it could give some cast of a light on an object, or on a person. I work in real time. Okay. It was for a brief moment. Okay, better. I'm not sure why it happened. Probably maybe it's even YouTube, because I had a few times problems that YouTube did some glitches, but then afterwards, when I watched whole the movie, there weren't. So I'm not sure what is going on. Guys, if you have some other questions, please let me know. Don't hesitate. And I'm here still, and I will be explaining things if you want to know. Anything that you want to know. So yes, this is right now rendering, and yeah, but I think that it doesn't, it isn't giving me true time because I have made few. This is a version of Decker that is a testing version that I have just made for me, so it doesn't say correctly time. And at the moment, yeah, okay, so ray tracing at the moment, I really think that it is good for gaming, but how to say, ray tracing is a good technology, but I think that it's great for accelerating some features of engines, and it's good to have it. It's really great, but I think that we shouldn't go absolutely on relying on ray tracing, because some effects are much better with you can achieve some artistical effects much better than with ray tracing. I spoke few streams ago about how it's difficult for example, in a real space arrangement, lighting is a pretty difficult, mostly because of some effects that are there because of real reflections and global illumination and things like that. So, for example, if you want to light one person that is only lit from one side and you have a white room, you can do it. You will always have a leak from a light. So we also, for example, that I show you here with a green screen, you always have a leak, reflections of a green screen on a person. So it makes some things much more difficult to do. No, not difficult to do, but it makes them less controllable. So you have less control on lighting when you have real simulation, like ray tracing, things like that. Ray tracing is a good technology because it can give you some great effects. But if you want to have all those effects together in one place, it is really heavy. It is particularly heavy. So at this second generation, I hope so. I will have to try it out. But the first generation of ray tracing hardware isn't really capable. So I mostly, when I'm doing some things in Unity with ray trace, not only in Unity but in any hardware accelerated ray trace, it requires much more time, much more rendering power to do those things. And for this reason, I'm even no. I have my own opinions about those. If you yeah, few years ago when ray tracing technology was proposed and shown for the first time, I wrote an article against using it. So it's not absolutely against using it. It's like, okay, do we need it right now? Do we have to spend few 500 euros more for just for having it for sake of having it, or we can simulate those technologies also without ray tracing? And I'm sure that we can simulate most of the effects that are done with ray tracing without ray tracing. Not perfectly, not correctly, physically correctly, but convincingly. So it's like when you're doing a movie, you mostly don't have any need for this. When you are making a game, yeah, probably you will need it much more. So yes, in a gaming situation where you don't want to go to a maximum quality, it has its real needs. Even for reflection wetness mirror, mirrors can be simulated perfectly well with reflection probes, for example. One of the techniques that are perfectly fine for anything that is mirror-like. Reflection probes mixed with screen space reflection. And this, for example, where I see ray tracing that could be really useful is a screen space reflection, because a world space reflection requires whole scene to be in a memory. So this is like, okay, I have this glass here, okay, and I'm just watching this glass, and I have one object behind it, okay, in Unity. Imagine that this is my screen, okay, I have only this object. Everything else in this scene will be discarded by Unity. Unity will just use its batching systems and its occlusion systems not to render and not to push all those things into a memory. But if you have ray trace on this object, everything that is in this room and even outside of this screen that you see here, okay, has to be in a memory. It has to be submitted every frame to a memory. So and it should be updated every frame. So if this is a static scene with one simple glass that has some few reflections and reflections, you have to render all the scene, and this is mostly problematic more for CPU, not for GPU. We are coming right now into a moment where GPU isn't bottlenecking. What is bottlenecking is a central processor. So from that standpoint, but CPU isn't going, won't be making such a big leaps in the future years, because we already we have arrived at 5 gigahertz of frequency clock, and most games, most tasks that are related to transferring this memory, this data to graphics card are tied to a processor, into a frequency of a processor. Hopefully, there are a few things that are actually happening right now that are really good. For example, that we can right now access direct memory of SSD disks, so that we can speed all those things up. But when you're dealing with any mesh and anything that is procedural, you always have to go through a CPU and to process those things in a CPU. So yeah, that is probably one of the main reasons why ray tracing is a good thing, but it depends how it gets used. So if you're using it in a more simple way, it is okay. If you're using it in a more complex way, it's like ray tracing full scene. You have to wait another years and years for it to become a real standard, to be able to do everything. So at the moment, I think it's a more like a technical limit onto trying to, I'm not sure how to say, like, it's more about trying to go beyond its limits and try to fix all the bugs and all the things that aren't working. And I personally prefer working with screen space reflections and things that are almost that have their maturity. Okay. Yeah, I was really long about this, but yeah, I think that it's something that I think, and I have to say always, like. So let's see our animation. I think it's already rendered. I will just have to convert it. Let's see if it works well. Okay. Yeah, so this is a this was what we did today. So yeah, I think that it works pretty well. With a motion blur, it looks always much better. So even some imperfections on camera movements, I think that they are with an audio, it will work even better. Yeah, something like that. So I think that I have finished for today. If you have any questions, I will leave you here few minutes, and please let me know. I will just yeah. I will give you a feedback, or maybe next time. So yeah. Oh. Thank you for watching, and if you like this channel, please subscribe to it and give it a like to this video. And also be sure to check all my previous videos, because in this series I have 12 already 12 videos. Hi Gaspang. I'm saying big hi to my friends from After Effects Creations also. so we are finishing this stream, and if there aren't any questions, I will be going to sleep, or maybe not. Who knows?